The Orange County Sheriff Sandra Hutchins announced her command this afternoon. At the top of the list, a former colleague from the L.A. Sheriff's Department, John Scott. He is the new undersheriff. One other notable, Hutchins kept former interim sheriff Jack Anderson. Before Mike Corona resigned, he handpicked Anderson to serve as sheriff. Anderson will oversee the department's administrative duties. There were a few other moves made today in the command structure as well. Who better to talk about that than Orange County Register political reporter Peggy Lowe, who happened to have been there for the announcement. She has more details. Nice to have you with us, Peggy.
Hi, guys. Thanks.
What else took place?
Kind of a surprise announcement today in that, first of all, Sheriff Hutchins really kept this a secret. Trust me, I tried to get this yesterday. Nobody was talking. So everybody came to the press conference really not knowing. Even guys within the department said to me, boy, this was a state secret. So Hutchins sat down in front of all the reporters. She was flanked, and this is sort of metaphor, or a good metaphor here. She was flanked by her L.A. County law enforcement veterans. One, she had worked within the L.A. County Sheriff's Department for a long time, a guy named John Scott. He's going to be the undersheriff. The other is a guy named Mike Hillman, who is very respected within law enforcement ranks, internationally, I'm told. He was with the Los Angeles Police Department for 41 years. So those are two of her top guys. However, as you reported, she has a number of assistant sheriffs, and that includes Jack Anderson, who was also up for that job.
Any surprises?
Somewhat. J.B. Davis still is on as assistant sheriff. He was moved, he is still in charge of investigations. He used to be a big captain at the jail system. It's kind of surprising that anyone affiliated with the jails is still within her command staff. For instance, Charlie Walters, the guy who used to be in charge of the jails, retired today, and she brought him up in front of the press conference and thanked him for his service, and he's going to be a consultant. Of course, he was the guy in charge when that Chamberlain grand jury report came out, and as we all know, that was a devastating report that showed the real distress within the jail system. So Walters is out.
Well, many deputies on hand for this today?
It was packed, yeah. She had just told the larger command staff in this one room, and then they opened the midway door, and we were there for the press conference. So, yeah, there was probably 2-3 dozen folks there. And then it went out on email, and by the time I got back to the County Hall administration and was talking to some of the guys there, they knew.
They talk politics already now. There's those. I mean, she said that she would run for re-election. It looks like the movement's already started.
She's really lining up support already. She's gone to a lot of the meetings, the big GOP power players, the Lincoln Club, the New Majority, you know, the usual suspects. And then also she's hired Dave Gilliard, a consultant out of Sacramento, who's very successful here in Orange County. He ran Janet Wynn's campaign, for instance. So he's going to be working for her, too. So she's off and running.
Is any reaction from the supervisors, some of the folks, about the appointments today?
Really interesting reactions today, Ed, especially coming from Janet Wynn, who is not often that outspoken about such things. But let's remember, she was one of the 3 votes to appoint Hutchins. She called me and said that she's very unhappy with the command staff for a couple of reasons. Number one, she said Hutchins isn't, considering Janet's own concerns, which are, hey, why are there 2 guys from L.A.? The 3 top people now in Orange County are from L.A.
You have to figure if she's coming from L.A., she's going to choose the people that she knows.
Right, and it's good to have fresh blood, Janet said, but, that seems like a little bit too much. She also doesn't like some of the insiders, like Davis is still there as part of the command staff, and he used to be in the jails. She said, how come promoting from within? I don't know how that's going to work when the department clearly needs change and it clearly needs reform. So Janet Wynn was one who was very critical of this decision.
The new undersheriff that she appointed is John Scott, who you mentioned, but he came out of retirement in order to come back to work for her and be the undersheriff. Do you know much more about him?
He was a longtime member of the L.A. County Sheriff's Department. He was actually her first hire. When she got appointed, she came in and said, he's my consultant, and he's helping me clean up the jails. So he came out of retirement to help her out. He's got a lot of experience in management patrol. They worked side by side for a long time. Today she said, we have the same philosophy. We have the same world vision about how we're going to clean this place up. So that's why she brought him in.
A lot of cleaning. And talk about the latest on former Sheriff Mike Corona.
His trial has been moved. It's now been postponed to October, to no one's surprise, because his attorneys say that they need a lot more time to get ready. So that's not surprising. There's a lot more motions that are still coming. There was something set for this week that's been postponed. So we're going to see a lot more come the 1st of August.
Now, switching gears a bit, both of the presumptive presidential candidates are going to be coming to Orange County. The Reverend Rick Warren set this up. What's been the response from folks about that?
This is a big story, and one that was broken by the New York Times this week, and we chased it then. I mean, I think it just shows the considerable power now that Rick Warren, the head of this megachurch based in Orange County, has. He's sort of the new Billy Graham, the one that all the national leaders go to seek that, stamp of approval before they go on to higher office. And it's the only appearance where McCain and Obama will be together. So that's significant, too.
But they're not going to be debating there at Saddleback Church. They're going to be speaking with Rick one at a time, or how is that going to work?
They're going to talk to, he has a big conference that they're going to be speaking to this next month. And then they will also be meeting privately and separately with Rick Warren.
Now, Peggy Lowe has been joining us for quite some time on Real Orange. There's going to be a little lull here. What is going on?
A little lull.
A little lull.
I won a fellowship to the University of Michigan, so I'm riding off into the sunset for about 10 months.
Good.
But you'll be back.
We'll see when you get back.
I can get back. It's
Best
temporary.
of luck. I mean,
It's temporary.
I tell you, it's a great fellowship you got.
Congratulations on that. It's a great honor.
Thanks very much.
We're going to
Peggy.
miss you,
Appreciate
Peggy.
it. Yeah.
All right, thanks.